What is going on, guys? It is your boy Chili, and I want to apologize for not being able to upload yesterday. I was pretty busy, but today the video I'm going to upload is kind of discussing everything, in my opinion right now, that is wrong with the Taken King. Now, I want to clarify right away, I'm not going to be talking about the actual mechanics of the game or any major bugs or the overall disappointment, because I really don't feel that way. I think we took a pretty good step forward. Today what I kind of want to discuss is like the meta game and kind of how the economy of Destiny has changed, and maybe not in the best way. And specifically I'm going to be focusing on how the bounty system works now and how ranking up your overall faction works now, and how that is probably not the best, as well as kind of how exotics drop your light level, and how the legendary and exotic weapons, like the meta game, has changed with the blues being raised so high. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how much you get now for turning in 16 bounties. And for those of us who have been around since day one, I remember having 5 bounty slots, okay? Then we went up to 10, and we thought that was awesome. Now we have 16, and it's even crazier. Since the Taken King came out, though, they did something different. They basically split your total bounty XP up between your Vanguard or Crucible, depending on which type of bounties you turn in, and your faction. And the problem with that is most people are pursuing the exotic class items right now, and it's very, very hard to do now. So I'm going to turn in all these, just watch, just see how much XP and kind of how it's allocated to each rank. So take a look. As you can see here, it's doubled on the Vanguard, and I wouldn't have a problem with that, because obviously if you looked at statistics going into the Taken King, no one ranked up Vanguard because most people were pursuing the faction shaders or the ships. And seeing as there's 4 shaders per faction, you know, that's 12 total in all the ships, and there's new ones with the Taken King, that's what people pursued. Now I'm also going to show you another major change, and that was with the Nightfall. So right here, this is this week's Nightfall, the Undying Mind. And those of us who came from year 1 remember that if you did the Nightfall and the weekly heroic, you got 999 XP for doing both. On all 3 characters, obviously, that's 3,000 XP a week, and that's a lot, especially towards a faction. That was, you know, 1,000 out of 2,500 is quite a bit. So I had the 3 of coins on. I got an exotic Ingram drop, which is awesome. But as you'll see here, as the mission ends, you don't get 500 XP anymore. You get like 10. It's completely been scaled down in the worst way. As you see right there, I'm happy I got the exotic. And the thing is if you're over 300 light, you have a chance of getting a 310 exotic. You're not guaranteed that. But even the way that the new system works, we obviously need 310 gear for the heroic raid coming out, and the fact that getting an exotic, which is considered the best gear in the game, weapons and armor, I think that it should automatically be 310. Now I know the infusion system is awesome, I actually like it a lot, but I also feel that it's very you have to be very careful when navigating it. But anyways, back to the faction XP. The fact that we went from 500 to 10 is not very incentivizing. So like right here, I got the 310 no backup plans, which is awesome. I'm about to turn in that exotic Ingram, but we are making it so difficult for players coming in now. As you see right here, Telesto, new gun. Sorry to get off topic right there, but like look at right there. It's stock 290. So I know now that I have to either give up an old raid gear piece that doesn't have as high as level as a new one that I get for that. And I'm going to actually show you guys right here the new patrol mission where you can do the speeder race. You have to charge it, and this is actually a pretty decent way to rank up your faction, because it gives you, if you get all the way to 25, a couple different things. But at the end of the day, we've kind of decentivized the new players coming into the Destiny world to really pursue the faction rewards. And the main reason being is I don't mind if there's a split between the Vanguard and the faction ranks, or the Crucible and the faction ranks. The problem is the Crucible and the Vanguard, they don't come with any shaders, they don't come with any ships, and there's only so many weapons and armor pieces you can get before you're kind of bored of that. And yeah, you can get different stat rolls on them. You know, you may get a godlike AR from, you know, shacks for ranking up your Crucible, but is it worth it? And to me, I've always been the one where I'm a collectivist. I want all the shaders, I want all the ships, I want to have that custom ability to make my Guardian unique, and those shaders provide that. And plus, people maybe just like the backstory of Dead Orbit, New Monarchy, Future War Cult, what their ideas stand for. If you're that into the Destiny lore and the universe, people want to be able to support that and still be able to rank up in a healthy time period. I am definitely more hardcore than a casual player. I put in a lot of time above a casual player. I probably ranked up a total of like 200 ranks over the course of the first year, and I, like most people, probably focus mainly on one faction, because with the random drops of the shaders, and you saw in my big 66 faction package opening, I got a lot of repeats, and I got a couple new shaders, but I was also pretty lucky, and not everyone has that luck. I know somebody who's like rank 80 on Dead Orbit and only has 2 shaders and didn't get the ship up until the game came out, the Taken King came out. And I like the way that we fixed that system, where now you can't get something you've already acquired, which is fantastic. If that would have been in year 1, that would have been awesome, and I'm glad that's in now. But we've kind of gone backwards in actually rewarding people towards their faction XP. So maybe taking that split of, you know, doubling whatever you get on your faction to your Vanguard, maybe being able to customize that to say, I want 60, 70, 80% to go to my faction and still 20% to go to my Vanguard. Giving that player that option, I think, would be huge. Or even then, making them both even. So if you're going to give my Vanguard faction however many, 1,000 points, give me 1,000 points for turning in 16 bounties. Because that took multiple days of building up, and it should be worth it. Now, as you see right there, that's 25 XP for doing that. I'm about to do the daily PvP map, which is controlled today, and I will say I do lose, but between all the load up time for the amount of XP I get towards my faction, it's like a minute per the time that I go in. It's actually really ridiculous, and it's not really scaled to help you improve your rank. Now, most people are going for the new exotic class items that come with each faction. There are 9 in total, obviously, 3 for each character, and I got 3 off the bat because I had ranked up each faction so high. But I, like most people, did it so that, you know, one of my factions is extremely high and the other 2 need to catch up. Well, me being the hardcore player, I can do it, but it's probably going to take me, you know, about a level, maybe a level and a half a week. And if you're at rank 8 and you need to get to rank 25 to get it, that's so many weeks out. That's pretty hard to do considering all the new content that'll come out. Depending on how much time you play, that'll vary how much time it'll take you. It just isn't feasible. It's a super grind for even the more hardcore players, and the casual players will almost never see those rewards. And I think we need to make it challenging, but a little bit more attainable for those players in particular. Now, you can turn in, if you pledge allegiance to a faction, you can turn in heavy ammo synth, special ammo synth, weapon and armor parts, and motes of light. The 2 synths give you 25, which isn't that worth it, in my opinion. The 2 armor parts give you 50, which again isn't too bad, but the motes of light is really the big one that pays off. And essentially for 5 motes, you get 100 XP. Okay, not bad at all, right? When you look at the grand scheme of things, if you turn in 125 motes, that's 1 full level. Well, most players, and I have something like 1,200 or 1,300 motes, I could get 1 character to level 25 to get that reward, and I'd be completely drained. And with how our economy is scaled in this game and how vital motes are for infusing and other things as in ranking up weapons in general, it's very hard to ask people to part ways with those, even if they have a huge stockpile of them. I think there needs to be a change that has to be made in terms of making it a little bit more feasible for players to really grind towards those faction rewards. Or if you're going to keep the current system, put in shaders for the Vanguard, put in shaders for the Crucible, give us ships for, you know, making Lord Shaxx proud, give us ships for making Zavala, Cade 6, or whatever the Warlock is. I apologize, I can't remember her name. Make it so that we get something for going towards those, because I know myself, I'm kind of just over getting the same couple Vanguard weapons, and most of them either dropping an extremely low attack with decent perks, so they get really good perks, but you know, I already have weapons that have pretty good perks, so I don't feel like the need to infuse them. So that's kind of like the basic gist of what I was going over. I just actually threw this in. This is this week's Antiquated Rune against that Wizard Warlug, or however you say the name, Balwur. I get a pretty sick drop at the end. But that is it for this video. I really just want to discuss kind of the meta of the game and how the economy works and how everything's been integrated. With Iron Banner coming back out as well as Trials, you're going to get new gear and more stuff to do, making it even harder for you to rank up your faction. And I just feel like they need to boost the XP on that end because it's simply too low. Bungie does a very good job about listening to the feedback from the community and doing something about it. I really wanted to be as respectful as possible and being constructive with this and saying to reward the players who maybe don't put in as much time as, say, someone like me, and I'm saying that this is a little bit harder to obtain than it was before. I think that there needs to be a change. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed what I said, please leave me a thumbs up, and if you guys would like to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel. I hope this sparks ideas in your head about what you guys would like to see change. Easy fixes. This is not a hard thing to fix. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and as always, stay focused, stay humble, stay driven. Enjoy your weekend, play Taken King. I'll talk to you guys later.